What up, YouTube? It's your girl Pimp back with another video, back with another Black Excellence video. But before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, thumbs it up, thumbs it down. I take it all. It's all feedback that I need to make my channel even better. So let's get right into the video. I have a special guest with me, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself. It's Tac Life Jay off YouTube, and we're just gonna talk a little bit about guns. Just touch on that topic because I think it's important that we educate each other. Help each other out when it comes to gun rights, gun safety, and all that good stuff. So, how you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, I'm definitely good. How you doing, the Pip? I'm telling you, I'm honored to be on your show. Actually, you know what I mean? I
No,
see you do
I'm
a lot.
honored. I appreciate it. I really do. You took the time out to do it for me. I asked. You said yes, so it's a go.
Hey, I tell you what, we always look to help out the system, man. Anytime, you know what I mean? We all work together in this thing.
We all work together. Well, introduce yourself to the people. Let them know, where you're from. A brief description about yourself. All that good stuff.
Definitely, definitely. I'm Tac Life Jay. That's my YouTube handle as well. I deal primarily in 2A firearms, but that also means training for safety and also for other entities along with that, along with first aid as well. I'm originally from Richmond, but I grew up in Armory, Richmond, Virginia, that is. And I think I've been a gun owner since I was like 19, 18. It's been a while.
Wow. Wow. What was the first gun that you ever held or shot?
Oh man, I think because see, when I was like in my teens, I lived in New York, so you know
Mhm.
how the gun restrictions there was, not having it. So when I actually moved to Virginia,
Mhm.
I actually picked up a Smith and Wesson, was it 686, I think, a revolver. For some strange reason, when I first started off, I was just in love with the revolvers. I think it was a
Yeah.
357 Magnum too. So, and I used to carry that thing around with me. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, yeah, that was like my first gun, and it packed a punch.
In the pack the punch.
Yeah, and then I had like a shotgun too as well back then, and
Mhm.
wasn't really, I really wasn't too much into like automatics. They wasn't around then. So
Right.
also on the 1911 as well.
Mhm. I love the 19. I like how the 1911 looks. I love
Yeah, I
silhouette.
mean 1911s are classics, man. I mean they come in so many different designs, and I'm like I like the weight to them, like the 45 ACPs. When you shoot those, it's like they have no recoil. So
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
like you're not getting muzzle blast in your face.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You know,
absolutely true. So why YouTube? What made you want to start the channel?
That's a good question because see, I always been talking about YouTube. I said, I'm talking about it for 3 years. I'm bored. It's like, man, when are you just gonna start it? I said, well, I don't. I was like, I don't know what I want to do exactly. Yeah, because I was gonna start off with cooking or doing a couple other things I was good at. But I said, you know what? I said, I think I'm gonna start off with basically firearms. I said, 'cause that's what I'm into. That's what I know a lot about. I'm like, and I can present my skills to the public. I said to see how everybody takes it. And I was like, what I mean, 'cause I was like, there's no need to set on a whole lot of creations and nobody ever sees it. I mean,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, then I said, you know what? I gotta leave some of the videos to behind in case my son, he get older and dad, just in case dad ain't around, he can go back to those videos. He always will have them there. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's like the thing. But me getting into YouTube and also finding a community, like the 2A community, especially in the Black male
Yes.
community,
Oh my God.
is
It has really
that
grown.
yes, that is a blessing. And to see a lot of our people into guns now, it's like it is a beautiful thing because I'm like people don't understand. It is your right. You know what I mean? It's like it's your
Absolutely.
right to be able to protect yourself. And these days, that's more than likely what you need. Especially if you're in certain areas like me. I live in rural areas. So I'm like but my stay day I can carry anything
Hmm.
all day every day. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Touching on family, because I know I always tell people I feel strongly about, I feel like everyone should definitely learn, be educated on it. Of course, with appropriate age, that's up to the parent. But how
Yeah,
important is it for, your family to know, understand, and carry as well?
I I think that it's definitely a good thing, and I try to teach the wife that, and my son. He's around them so much now that where what I'll do, and this is a good recommendation for parents as well, is to definitely, if you have a lot of firearms or even one or two, just have a safe. It doesn't matter if it's a small safe, somewhere where you can keep that firearm locked up and don't have it loaded, so that kid can get to it and either harm himself or harm other people. But otherwise, I also encourage that when you're cleaning guns or when you have them out, that you encourage that your kids be around them, because the more that what you want to do is take the curiosity out of
Right.
and like once the curiosity's gone, then like what I'll do is I'll leave. Sometimes my son will be downstairs and I'll leave a empty gun there and just see what he does. And I'll turn the video camera on and just see what he does. And when he notices it's
Mm-hmm.
there, he comes and get dad. He said, "Dad, you left this downstairs," and that's what I want him to do. Is when he sees it, he doesn't pick it up. He
Right.
comes and gets it. So
Absolutely.
very important, very important, and it's very important for wives and husbands to learn this as well. Because I mean, somebody breaks in your house,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be. I mean, hey, I may not always be around. I said, first thing police gonna
Yeah.
say, "Hey, you got all these firearms in here and you can't use them." So that's a problem.
Yeah.
So,
No. Yeah.
so that's why I've been encouraging her to get involved in it and you know to get into the 2A. I told her, I said, it's just for protection.
Yeah.
World's crazy. It's dangerous out here.
Yep. And man, you hit no nail. So now, does she carry now, or she's
She's
working
still
towards?
in training. Yeah, say she's working towards. Because at first she's like, I don't know if I want to carry a gun. I said, well, you gotta carry. You just gotta know how to work all the ones here. I said, that's the thing. I said, nobody ever said you had to pick up 50 of mine unless if you're in a self-defense situation. I said, but also teach them that when in the event there is a home invasion, on what everybody's role is, where to go, what you use. I said, and I was like, and there's certain ways that where I tell her that since we have neighbors on the side of us, that you got to aim in a different direction. That where if you miss, it's gonna go outside and not in that person's house. So
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely a lot to learn.
Okay. Okay. So what is one of your well, what was the gun that made you say, you know what, I want more? I have to have more. I have to
Oh
get
man,
this,
I,
that.
oh man, I'd probably say over the past 3 4 years, that's been something. Because I probably would say, especially last year, I think that when I got into the 9 millimeter micro pistols,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you get 30 rounds. You got, some of them are like gas AR systems, so they pack a pretty good punch. And I said, well, these things get addicting to shoot. And once you shoot one, you're like, man, I gotta get another one. I mean, and it can
Mm-hmm.
be guns can be addicting to buy, and they can
Yes.
run you into a situation sometimes where you're like, man. I mean, me, I've used a lot of layaway to get
Yes.
mine.
Shout out to
Some,
Layaway.
you know what I mean? Layaway is good. I was like, and some of the other ones I had them on credit. I was like, and then some of them I just saved up. So,
Mm-hmm.
but like now, since I got the majority of what I wanted, I said, hell, now I'm not even buying nothing. Or if I buy them, I set a stage where they're all under $500, meaning they'll be 200 300, whatever it is. I was like, 'cause there's no reason for me to go over this
Right. Okay. So
because
what are some of the ones that you carry?
I actually carry a P365 XL. That's with
That's
the
big.
Romeo Zero sight. You get like a little small little
Mm-hmm.
EDC, but then also one of my favorites is the Glock 19X.
Okay.
And yes, and I carry that a lot of times. Let's say like if I'm in Virginia Beach or even if I go up to Philadelphia, it's like I definitely got to have more capacity. So I'm like, and I feel comfortable with that. So I carry that a lot. Carrying a full size. Now I know if I'm starting to get rid of some of the micros and
Mm-hmm.
going to more full size guns with more capacity. So
Okay. I said I was gonna try to ease my way into full size, but I'm really liking, well, I'm female, so I like the way it fit in my hand.
yeah,
I'm a Taurus gang. I know a lot of people, talk about Tauruses, but I really
hey,
like it.
I had a Taurus like when I was thinking 2007, 2010 because I was paying that child support due my divorce. I said, man, I barely got any money to, what I mean,
Yeah.
to get anything. So I went load up on that Taurus. And, like, people talk bad about them, but the thing is, that was when they were kind of starting to have problems. But even when I owned mine, I never had any major problems with it. That's
Mm-hmm.
the thing. That's like 'cause I kept it oiled. I mean, I did have extra parts on hand where I could just repair it. I mean, and it did the job for me. It kept me protected. I was like until I was able to start building on some other things.
Yeah, because I know with the Taurus, it doesn't like certain bullets,
Yeah, certain
ammo.
ammo. Yeah,
Certain ammo
especially
it messes it up real bad.
plus P ammo. Some it's
Hmm.
like the barrels aren't really made for that, and that's what people put the wrong kind of hollow points in there, and they'll just
Yeah.
like I mean it'll run a 115 hollow point very well.
Hmm.
Just regular basic, it runs those very well, and it won't damage the barrel and some other internals. But the new GX4 is nice. That's
Oh
very
man,
very quality.
that's on my you know what? That's on my list, and actually the Taurus 1911. I
Yeah. Oh
really
yeah.
like how that look. Like
That
it might won't be something to
1911.
shoot, but I want that in my collection.
Oh yeah, you
I
gotta
want
have that. I
that, and
mean,
it's actually reasonable. It's under 7, and I seen
yeah,
some under 650. But man, the one I saw was just, oh man, it just called my name, and I was just like, oh, I gotta have it.
yeah, that
I gotta
that
have
one
it.
there, that one right there. I saw that the other day when I was looking. That's what I do. I'll start to look and search. I'm like, man, that's nice. But I picked up a Rock Island Armory
Mm-hmm.
1911. I think I got that one for like 350. I think it was, and
Really?
that the only thing I didn't like about it was that when it came time to take it apart, I had to get on YouTube. I was like, man, this is not like some other
And
1911.
that's what I'm worried about too.
Because
Yeah, take
because
part.
I'm not even gonna lie. I will tell your audience and you that 1911, if you buy some of them, are hard as anything
I've heard that
to
before. Yeah.
to fix to actually figure them out because a lot of them are built differently with different springs and different retention. But yeah, and don't keep your eyes closed because once when the spring pops out, it
Oh wow.
yes, I wear safety glasses because the first time when I took one loose, I think it was 2014, I was like, I know what I'm doing, and the thing popped up, hit me in the eye. So I was
Oh
like,
my God. See, I
yeah,
have to see. I know me. I pay somebody to do that. Like, can you do this for me?
yeah,
I don't have time
because
for it.
I mean, see, that's why a lot of people like automatics because it's like you just take slide off, clean it, wipe it off, and then you put it back and you're done. 1911, they take a little longer.
Yeah. Speaking of layaway, I've definitely utilized that. I had interviewed ATL Gun Girl a while back, and we was talking about the whole
Oh
layaway.
yeah,
I'm
that's the
like,
girl right there.
yeah, I'm like, how people getting these guns? There's no way people are buying these guns and ammo. There's no way. And she was like, girl, no, lay away. I'm like, lay
Yep.
away.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
And I've noticed the last past 2 years they've been doing it with like the company Affirm and things
Yeah.
like that. So what's the favorite website that you like to go to?
Well, see, I get a lot of mine from Gunbroker, and then there's a lot of places that's in West Virginia that I go to, and that they have layaway that we can do for 90 days. And if
Mhm.
I buy from them frequently, they'll give me like sometimes 120 days to actually take care of it, or like at least or if I'm
That's
paying
dope.
if it's something, yeah. Like one guy, he's like, man, you buy much so much that where if it's something that's over 1,500, then he said, hey, I'll give you 6 months to pay it off. I was like, wow, so sometimes I have that connection. But a lot of times I'll go on Gunbroker and
Mhm.
let's say if and I say if there's something that I want, sometimes they have layaway. So therefore, if you win the bid, then you may if you find one that where not too many people are bidding for that gun and you win the bid, then you can work with them and they'll lay it away too. So there's
Okay.
plenty of ways to actually get it. I mean, like people are like, oh man, well, if you scrap it with cash or credit, I'm like, well, you can be scrapped, but you got to make that money back, eventually
Yeah.
pay off
Yeah.
though. So
And pay it off. So with the gun broker, do you have to just sign up or is it a fee?
I think I just signed up and then I just go on there and just make bids. I think I got a couple guns from over there that were pretty reasonable. And yeah, I scored a couple and then a couple of them I put on layaway. Then some I just was like, hey, I gotta get it now, gotta get it. I was like, see if not just pay for it in cash or something that saved up. But
Hmm.
yeah, I always tell people be smart because it can really get you in a bind if you're just doing it all out. I mean, it's like if you're investing, then you want to see some investment back.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So favorite home defense gun.
My favorite home defense gun, I say Daniel Defense 300 Blackout.
I've been hearing about that. I'm gonna check that out myself.
Yes, I have a
Out.
PD. I have a PDW that's I have a PDW that I have. It's got the light, the EOTech. It's all set with the hollow points, and I got subsonics. I want to get a silencer, but I'm just been lazy. I don't want to wait. And I'm a person where I gotta get it, right then. And I'm just like, I just was like, I don't feel like waiting 6, 7 months if it takes that long. But the 300 blackout is a very good tool for close quarters because it's about maybe this big,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, so if you got to clear corners, you don't have to worry about somebody grabbing a long rifle or a shotgun, but there's certain ammo that you got to run.
Okay.
Usually subsonics are a little bit quieter. I mean, all of them are loud if they're not suppressed, but if you're running anything other than subsonic, it's going to be loud and deafened. So I keep family members with earplugs and headsets in the closet. I say, yeah, if I ever have to use this, that's the all but a double up.
No,
But
for
yeah,
real.
that's my favorite. At least from the rifle standpoint. I mean, at least from the pistol standpoint. But then also, like, I use the MPX 9 millimeter as well. Like I use that when I travel
Mm-hmm.
because when I travel, it's a certain thing about where that I want to. If I'm traveling through the mountains of West Virginia or Tennessee, then I want to make sure that I got enough. And sometimes the EDC carry ain't gonna do it against multiple people. So I like to keep a little extra thump with me that's got 30 rounds or so.
Okay. So what we gonna see for the channel? What's going down?
Oh man, we got I got some interesting stuff coming up. But first, I do got the 2022 gun collection. That's uploading, probably be out later tonight.
Okay.
'Cause I added a few pieces on since then, and then me and Kick Up Dust got a lot of stuff in the works. We also have a Saturday night channel as well, which we want to have you on our channel as well because we want to get you out there to the people. Because a
Okay.
lot of people they say, hey, who's the 1084? I said you gotta go check her out. So we want to get you some exposure too. So if we
Oh,
on,
I appreciate that.
yeah, man,
Love.
we on every Saturday night, and we're gonna be, as we get more and more into it, we'll probably be giving away giveaways, and then there's
Oh,
the
dope.
yeah,
Dope.
I'm like, so we're gonna be trying to get that channel up. And then as the weather gets warm around here, 'cause it's cold as anything here too, that we're gonna
Man.
start to get outside, do some tactical training, and not be inside as much. So yeah, we got a lot of things coming up. And I think me personally, I got a safety video coming up on first aid. So
Oh,
that's
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
first aid, and I think I'm probably gonna do it in what I carry every day because I always tell people you gotta have a Turner kit with you, which is how so when somebody gets shot in the arm or leg, you gotta be able to wrap that thing around as tight as you can and pull
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
so they won't so they won't go into shock. So yeah, it's gonna be some good stuff coming down. Coming down. We're gonna try to get up with a few more other people as well. Just
Hmm.
keep rolling. I mean, it's hard
Yeah.
when you're working and then you're fitting in YouTube
Got
at the same
family.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and then then you got to balance the time. But I mean, I try not to spend too much time
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube. It's like, I try to split my time between family or the wife says, well, why are you going to the range now? So I'm like, yeah, all right, you know, I'm like, all right, I'll be gone for an hour. So, I go there
Yeah.
and then I come back, take care of what I got to do. So,
You gotta. Okay. Well, let the people know how they can reach you.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
all social medias.
Oh yes, you guys can reach me on Instagram, YouTube. On Instagram, I am Tac Life Jay. All one word on Instagram, Tac Life Jay, and then on YouTube, I am Tac Life Space J. And yeah, we got some good things coming down. Like I said, I'm always willing to open. Like I said, you can also reach me at my email at taclifej at
Mhm.
gmail. If you got any questions or anything like that, or any business promotions or anything that you want me to get on the channel, I can do that as well.
Awesome sauce. Well, I really, really, really appreciate this.
Hey, I definitely enjoyed coming through. And like I said, you got to come through on Saturday night, and we're going to get
Yes.
you on there because that's mainly what Kick Up Dust, me and Big Fish are doing is that because a lot of the other YouTubers, they've gotten very busy. They've got a lot going on, so they
Yeah.
forget it. So they feel like it's like they kind of the ones coming up. They're not paying attention as much
Mhm.
anymore. So I'm like, that's kind of what
Yeah.
our show is on because we're like, we want to get everybody that's around the same as us. We want to get them notified, because it's tough for us as Black 2A, individuals to get into YouTube and actually,
Mhm.
be successful. You have to really work, and also you have to balance the way how you handle things as well, and still be yourself. I mean, that's what I tell people. I said, for me, I'm like, yeah, I can balance it, be myself, and do what I got to do. But at the same time, it's like I recommend to all our people that where if your state allows concealed carry, take the time, get that license, so then you can
Yes.
go to any state. I mean, unfortunately, my state, Illinois, does not support that either, just like Maryland.
I look, don't get me started with Illinois. Don't get me
I mean,
started with Illinois.
I'm like Maryland's even worse. I mean, Maryland,
It's
we can go
worse.
over there. Yeah, Maryland, they have a registry there, but like you take places like Baltimore and you
Mhm.
take places like Chicago, and you're like, well, they got all this gun control against regular citizens, but it's not helping
The
the
criminal.
community. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, the criminals, they don't care about those gun laws. I
Right.
mean, the only city I know that's kind of democratic would be like Philadelphia.
Hmm.
Philadelphia, you can carry your gun. So, people, they finally started to realize, hey, we don't have to take this stuff laying down no more. We have to take the carjacking. So the people have been starting to fight back, and the criminals like, whoa, we catching notice here, man. We better slack up. But I mean, what I want to see from young youth is I want to see them getting back into something that helps,
Yeah.
something that's a lot different than. And I understand the gangs are what they grow up in, but I'm like, there's a lot more that a lot of them have to offer.
Awesome.
If
Yeah.
somebody would just believe in them and give them a chance. I mean, I know a guy that's in Baltimore, young kid. He about 5, 6 years ago, I met him along with another buddy of mine. He said, "Look,
Mhm.
I want to get out of this thing." So then someone took him into their home, and we helped mentor him, get him where he wanted to be. And that young man now is 22 years old. He's
Mhm.
doing good. He got his little degree, I guess, in like mechanics and stuff.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and he's doing good. I mean, like he was like, man, it feels good to like, he was saving his money. And he said, I want to own my own, So it's like he turned
Yeah.
from what he grew up around to turning something positive just by people caring, just by three people caring and say, look, man, we want to help you out the way you don't want to become a statistic. We don't want you to become. So I'm like, it takes that sometime if you find one that just said, look, man, I'm crying out for help, anything.
Mhm. Oh wow. That's dope right there.
Yeah, man. I
That's
was like,
dope.
I wish I had more time to work with younger youth that want to, but that young man, when we met him, it's like he was just looking for anybody. And like, when you have somebody that says, look, I want to change, I want to get out of this, you don't say, oh, I ain't got time for you, because they're not going to do it again to anybody. So
Yeah.
I'm like, always take that time where somebody say, hey, man, I need help. I want you to take that time, see what you can do. You know what I mean? But they're not asking you for money. They're asking you for how can I become a better person
Person.
so I can get
Yeah.
out of this situation. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's about. That's how I got to age 44. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
was like, there was times I think that when during my teenage years that I'm like, I was running around different places, things were, but I was like, hey, you straighten up after a while. You realize, look, I ain't going to jail and I ain't done. So
Okay.
one of those.
Not
That's
today.
right.
Not
Not
today.
it.
Man, well, let's get up on out of here. Once again, I appreciate you, Jay, for coming
Definitely.
through YouTube. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel. Man, awesome as guns. He got the 2022 coming up. The 2021 was awesome. I actually just finished that one and a couple other ones. I was like, man, okay, it's the
Yeah,
real
I've
deal.
been trying to put together those like videos. I tell people the
I
technical
see.
part for me is like not bad, work in progress. It's just getting with the
Yeah,
whole YouTube thing. Is like, that's the
yeah.
main thing. But yeah, you guys also make sure to stop by, kick up dust. all of our podcasts.
Y'all
I'm
have to
like,
pick up.
depend. Yes, we're gonna drop the link so she can come in on Saturday night. I think we started.
Oh
I think we're
shoot.
gonna keep. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep them at like 9 or 10. I think.
Okay.
Just keep notifications on, and we'll let you know. Jump on it. We'll bring you in.
And we're gonna bring her in. All right, YouTube. This is another Black Excellent video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe to everybody's channel. Share it, like it, thumbs it up, thumbs it down. Definitely comment down below. And until the next video, we are out of here. Peace.
Definitely. Y'all be safe.